Hey guys, ILene Vick here for Adult Coloring with ILene Vick, and welcome to my live broadcasts where I sit down with you and work on some adult coloring so you can see and get some ideas, some tips and tricks and some ideas. And tonight I am working with Lost Ocean by, we all know, Johanna Basford. Great illustration artist. Has several books now that she's put out, with more to come. And so I wanted to show you a current project that I'm working on. Let me get over to this. This is the double spread that I have tonight. It's the pages with the fish. There's that side and there's that side. And as you can see, I'm doing each side differently. I did the first side with a drop shadow effect, so they pop off the page. As you can see, I also added some fish hook. If you've seen my broadcast before, you know that I'm always suggesting that you go ahead and add to your adult coloring. That middle fish there has the gem effect that is very popular at the moment. This fish and this fish, I did the gem effect, and I added the light blue background. That's, you know, pretty typical, but hey, that's okay. And on this side, I just went ahead and surrounded the fish with the light blue and left the white space in between. Now, on the right hand side, I had originally set up that page to be colored like that, to just have the blue around the fish. But when I added the drop shadow, I decided that that was too much design element. It was just conflicting and not looking good. So I colored it in, and on this left hand side, I just left it with the blue surrounded. And so I'm doing each individual fish now with just the blue. Alright, so tonight I'm going to work on this fish here. So let me turn my book and pop that down for you so you can see. I'm going to set that off to the side a little bit. And the effect that we're going to end up having, actually, before I get seated here, is it's going to end up looking like that. And see, that is a really neat way that you can vary your fish. You don't have to color in all the scales. You can change things up, and it works really well. Alright, so let's get over to that fish. And what I'm using tonight to do this for my tools are my Faber-Castell pencil. That's what I normally use. And this color is the Phthalo green. Just a very typical green color there. I'm using the Fineliners by Staedtler. I'm using a comparable green. I'm also using my Mono Zero Tombro eraser that's got the very small erasing tip. And I also have the blender pencil so that you can work on different effects. Alright, so let's get started. If you have any questions or comments, go ahead and ask. I'll be concentrating on the coloring mostly, so if I miss you, just ask me again. I'll try to catch up with you. Alright, so first thing I'm going to do is lay down my paper towel, because you don't want to be laying your hand on something that you've previously colored, otherwise you're going to be smearing color. Alright, so let's get started here. Always when I'm coloring, I always recommend that you lay down your color lightly, unless you specifically know that you want a certain darkness. And the reason that I'm suggesting that you start with a lighter shading is I've had several projects where I've thought that I wanted to have it dark, and I've gone ahead and put down the lighter shading and looked at that and went, that looks pretty cool. I think I'm just going to leave it like that. Excuse me. It is easier to darken your shade than it is to lighten it. So if you're not sure what you want to do, or, you know, it's just good practice, just keep it kind of light. Leave yourself the wiggle room that you can go ahead and darken it. So I'm working on this. The other thing I wanted to tell you is I'm coloring these circles individually. I'm not just running my pencil back and forth over the lines, because if you do that, you're going to be dulling the black. And this is the black drawing is, of course, part of the design of this. So when you color, you want to leave that black as dark as possible. All right. Now, of course, I can't say for 100% that I'm not coloring over some of the black. Excuse me. But I'm making an effort just to stay off the lines. And you can also see that I'm coloring in circles. And that's because the human eye has a hard time following circles with pencil color. If you draw in a straight line, your eye will tend to see that. So if you draw in circles, you tend to get a better quality color. Now, is it a little tedious? It could be. But you know what? Adult coloring is not something that you're supposed to be rushing through. Take your time. All right, that's looking really good. Again, I'm just coloring in small circles. Now, you don't want to move too fast, because if you do, you'll tend to be leaving a lot of white spaces. Then you got to go back and fix that. So really, you didn't gain anything by hurrying up. You just have to go back and fix it. Here we go. All right. Now what I'm going to do is, because I do have some variance in my coloring here, I'm going to go through with my blender pencil and fix that. Oop, just get a little uniform. See, I got that one a tad darker. That's what happens when you go back over pencil, is it darkens very quickly. Now, that's okay, because as I'm looking at that, it may give you ideas to go ahead and make the darker scales in a spotted pattern instead of like a more uniform one like I had on the other fish. And actually, I think that's what I'm going to do, is I'm going to go ahead and vary the way that I am spotting that green. I showed you on that other fish that I had colored, that I had done it in a pattern. Hi there, nice to see ya. M. Hotchkiss Art. Okay. How are you, M. Hotchkiss? You doing okay? And you left. Okay. All right. So I'm using my blender pencil. I'm not pressing hard. And I am, oh, you're back. No problem. I know, isn't that irritating when that drops? And as I said earlier, I'm not ignoring you, but I'm also not able to look at the screen 100% of the time. So forgive me if I miss a comment. I'll try to grab it as I see it come by. I'm doing some adult coloring tonight in Johanna Basford. All right, so I've got my blender pencil, and now I'm going to go through Hotchkiss. Let me show you the fish that I'd done before that I'm kind of working off. There, see that little guy there? That was a pattern that I had put on there. But to do this second fish, I'm going to change it up a little bit just to make it a tad different. And sorry about the lighting. Let me see if I can fix that. Yeah, there we go. All right. So let's go back here to this other fish. I just want to make it a little different. Not pub. Okay. I know. I have that problem with keyboard too. You say something and you end up saying something you don't mean. Okay. So I have my Staedtler Fineliner. It's the green. Let me see. Yeah, there you go. You can see that it's a tripless Fineliner. So I am combining the Faber-Castell pencil. Don't be afraid to combine. You can use color pencil with your Fineliners. So what I'm going to do is, instead of doing that sequence pattern on that other fish that I had, is I'm going to go ahead and vary the scales. So here's my Fineliner, and let's see if we can zoom in. Oh yeah, we can do that. Get a little better view. Perfect, perfect. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to take my Fineliner, and all I'm doing is I'm coloring in near the top of the scale and hitting it with a little bit of green. See how I'm doing that? And I'm just going to jump around on my scales. Because I want to vary that pattern. And it's a pretty neat way to do this. For those of you that have just joined, I'm doing adult coloring. And by the way, if I make videos as well that are on YouTube, and I've been doing these 2 pages of the Johanna Basford, and I've shown how I've done the drop shadow. For you guys that just joined me, excuse me the camera wiggle. I'm getting my Joby camera stand tomorrow, so this will be a lot better. But can you see the drop shadows that I did on that page? Here, let me turn this. This whole side I did with drop shadow, okay, and the blue. This side I'm doing it with just the blue on the outline. Yeah, the shadows do look really great. Now, interestingly enough, I had started out the project like this, and so that right page looked like that left. But when I started adding the drop shadow, there were just too many design elements on it, and it was really screwing it up. So I went ahead and I filled in the blue on this side. But on this side, I'm going to leave this open. So they'll all be colored, but you'll be able to compare the 3. And thank you so much for the hearts. I really appreciate you guys. Adult coloring is not difficult. It really isn't. But the thing is, when you don't have people to show you how to do this, you know, you can get kind of frustrated with what's going on. All right, so let me zip back to this here. And again, for those of you that just joined me, look for me. It's adult coloring with, now I got to spell this. It's ILene, not Irene, but ILene, I-L-E-N-E. Adult coloring with ILene Vick. And I'm on YouTube. I do videos. I was showing how I was doing these pages so you can see that. And on this fish, I'm going ahead and I'm using the tripless Fineliner for those of you who just joined me. Excuse my hands. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead now and I'm going to randomly, using the Fineliner, just color in the top of the scales. And it makes a beautiful effect here. And please get in the habit of using a paper towel under your hand so you don't smear the stuff that you've colored previously. So if you ever see me I'm sorry, but what brand? It's the Staedtler Tripless Fineliner Dry Safe. And let me find my little cup that I've got them. Let's see, I'm going to pull out so I can show you this. My Tripless Fineliners, they come in a whole bunch of different colors, and they're fine liners. They're very, very, very small tip. Oh gosh, yes, fine liners and pencils, it's a wonderful combination, especially for doing like shadowing and getting into tiny areas like I am on this one. See, that's why you're following me, because you learn neat stuff like this. All right, so I'm just going through, and the neat thing is, because I've already laid down pencil, which again, they're the Faber-Castell, there's really not much chance of getting bleed through with the Tripless. Now, even without the pencil being on the paper, and just using the Tripless, the Johanna Basford books, the pages are thick enough that you really don't get bleed through, but you gotta watch. In other words, you can't sit on one space very long with them. So, is that Yvette saying hello? Oh no, saying hi to somebody that's Yvette in the room. Okay. So, now I'm doing my random pattern. Get going here. And let's see here. And one thing I'd like to point out about adult coloring, I always say the statement seemed like a good idea at the time. And sometimes when you're doing a coloring and you have a specific thing in mind that you want to do, and you start to do it and you go, oh my gosh, that looks awful. Change it up. That's okay. For example, as I'm doing this, now again, I'm only doing my fine liner on the top. I'm doing the green. And I'm getting a nice smattering of dark color with the fish. Now, when I go to look at that, if I decide that I don't like it, I'll say the heck with it, and I'll go ahead and I'll just do all of them like this. And that's okay too. So what do you guys think of this so far? Do you like it? There we go. So now I'm getting my little green in there. Let's see here. And again, if you're doing your coloring and you decide that it wasn't a good idea just to do like the smattering, then you know what, say the heck with it. Do it all. Don't be stuck doing one thing that you had in mind. You just got to kind of look at it and see how it looks artistically. And don't be disappointed if you have to change what you do. It happens all the time. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to do a couple more here near the top. Or the bottom, as the case may be. Okay, I think we're pretty good right now. I'm gonna sit right there for a minute. Okay, so I've done the different fish. Can you show us a picture you did with pencils and pen? Oh, you mean the one that I did previously? Here. This is the one that I did previously right there. That is with the Faber-Castell and the fine liner. Okay? Alright, so this one I wanted to do a little different. I'm using similar colors, but I'm doing a little different pattern. Okay, so now, let me turn that. Got my fine liner still. I'm going to, with resting my hand on the paper towel, of course, I'm going to go ahead and color in the outline. And we'll get that done. Now, adult coloring, take your time. Please do not rush through it. In fact, I was in one of the groups and I posted the question. I said, do you do adult coloring for the experience of the coloring, or do you do it to get the finished product? Because some people like to give them as gifts or frame them or whatever. Overwhelming majority of people said, hey, I love it for the process. I love sitting down. Oh yeah, the fine tips are wonderful. Okay. Yeah, it does. It takes months. It can. Don't be discouraged. But be careful you don't get like 8 of them going at the same time. That can be kind of problematic too. Okay, anyway, so I'm using my fine liners. I'm doing the outline of the fish here. I'm going to do the fin. And the kind of unique thing about my broadcast that I'm doing, yeah, one of a time person, yeah. Okay, let's not go there. Let's be careful how we interpret that. All right. So I'm going through, getting this done with the green. Looks great. Let's see. I'm going to hit this one with a tip. Anyway, the reason I like to do these live broadcasts is because they're live and it shows somebody doing actual coloring. It's not, you know, cut. The videos aren't cut. They aren't spliced, whatever. I mean, this is the live one coloring page at a time. Yeah. Okay. So now I'm back to my pencil here, Faber-Castell. And I'm going to go ahead and do the area around the eye. The dark. Now look, see how I'm doing the small little circles? Why? Because if you do straight lines, you tend to be able to see them and you don't get uniform coverage of where you're coloring. And also, is the blue in pencil or ink? It's green, by the way. The darker is green here, and that is the fine liners, and then the lighter is pencil, the Faber-Castell. This is the fine liner as well. Oh, the water, excuse me. Yes, that is Faber-Castell pencil. I don't like to do big, huge pieces or areas with fine liners because sometimes you can run into streaking problems if the color runs over itself. So I use fine liners for the smaller areas in the detail. All right, look how great that eye looks now. I'm going to do the mouth down here, dark. Anyway, so why I do these live broadcasts is because you can see actual coloring. And I just think it's fun. People can ask questions. You know, I make whoopsies while I'm coloring. And I recommend when you color, polychromos, yes, they are. Notice how I'm not just scribbling back and forth here. I'm going parallel to the black lines. I want to keep the integrity of the black because that's the drawing portion of this. And I'm trying not to color it over with my pencil. All right, so we've got the body done, got the face done here a little bit. And do you guys use blender pencils? I love mine, obviously. Look how short this one is. Very, very lightly, very lightly. I'm just going to hit that, get a nice uniform shade. And they lighten the color too, so you know what, if you lay down a color and it's a little too dark, you can kind of save your rear end by using this little lighten it up. Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to do the fins. Now obviously these black lines are so close together that I can't stay within them. I have to color on top. You've never used a blender pencil? Oh my gosh, they're wonderful. Use it all the time. I highly recommend it. In fact, let me show you again how I'm using it. I've done that fin. And again, don't press hard. Just a little bit. Yeah, to lift color. Yeah, because see how that's going to lighten this? And the other thing when you color, which I really didn't mention, is every time I pick up my pencil, I rotate it a little bit. It helps me keep my point. And I'm just so in the habit of that. Now, sometimes if you want a dull point, and I used to dull point for this blue here. I mean, my point, it was so blunt on the end because I was just going like that in little circles. I did not rotate my pencil to keep that point. I let it get blunt on purpose. Okay, so I'm doing this. Yeah, I highly recommend the blender pencil. And again, remember, keep your hand on a paper towel. Listen, if you're ever following me and watching me color and my hand's not on a paper towel, yell at me. You can go a lot longer with polys before sharpening. Yes, exactly. I'm not pressing hard, probably, I don't know, a 2 or a 3 on a scale of 1 to 10. I'm sorry, that's Vicky in the background, my dog. She's saying hello. Take your time in the coloring. All right, see, I'm sliding my paper towel over. Another thing I want to show you that I use is a Staedtler brush. And if you ever erase, please use your brush. It's just, I'm not going to pull out yet to show the whole thing because I'm coloring. But always use a brush, because if you use your hand, you're jamming the pencil color into the paper, and you don't want to do that. Your hand may be oily, sweaty, whatever. All right, so I'm getting the green done. Okay, now I'm going to use my blender pencil again. Again, very light. And by the way, get into another habit that you need to get into. I always have a little piece of paper. When you're using your blender pencil, you get color on the end. See how I've gotten the green? Now in this case, it wouldn't matter because I'm just using green. But I'm so in the habit of doing this, I take my blender pencil and I rub it on the paper. See how that color is coming off? So if you happen to be using a different color, it just comes right off and it cleans your tip. So even if you're using the same color, just get into the habit of doing this. It'll only be 2 or 3 times that you mess up your drawing while you're doing, your coloring while you do that you'll get into that habit. Okay, so very lightly, I'm smoothing out my green. I'm hardly rubbing. Just get that a little bit. And this was bothering me a little bit too, so we'll get that done. All right, now I'm going to show you another tool real quick, and then I'm almost done. This is a Mono Zero Tombow eraser. Have you guys heard of these? Let me clean off the tip. And what it is, it's a little eraser here, and you would clean it off just like I did my pencil. Find a clean spot, of course, but let me get that green off of there. Yeah, they're great. So I've got one here. You can see where I got a little green on my hand. I got one here that has a round tip, and then they also make one that has a rectangular tip. Now, people have asked me, do you like your round? Do you like your rectangular? I've used both, and I'm finding out that I'm using my round a little more. But that's okay. In the future, I may use the rectangular. And then I've got this Pentel Elite Click Eraser, and you just hold this little lever down, and you can push out eraser. So I love that. Lets you erase areas here, clean up stuff. But anyway, I'm going to use my little Tombow here. And what I'm going to do, now I'm just tweaking, because basically I could be done with this. But I'm going to go ahead and lighten the middle of these fins just a little bit. Just gently erase. I like to add little doodads to my things. Now, you don't want to go overboard with it. But When I'm doing adult coloring, I mean, I've got all these fish that I've been doing, and I'll pull out shortly and show you again. I like to make each individual one and spend time with it and make it special. You know, that's what adult coloring is all about. So I could have stopped right here and not done with this on the fins, but now I'm just going to fiddle with it a little bit. Let me clean off my eraser there. There. And again, use my brush. Yeah, highlights. All right, let me move my stuff around so I can rotate this page. I cannot wait for my Joby camera stand tomorrow. It's coming in tomorrow. Yay! All right, so bear with me a moment, please. I hope you like this broadcast so far. I hope you follow me. I don't get any money or make any money on this. I just enjoy doing the coloring, and I enjoy talking to people about this stuff. So enjoy. All right, now give me a second here because I've got to figure out how to, whoa, get back here. Okay. Oh my gosh, if you saw my camera set up right now, you would laugh at me. I've got this little box. It's a little box, and I've got my phone on top of it, and I have it tilted forward, and I put some little pouches, pencil, you know, you can buy 8 pencils at the store. I've got like 2 pouches underneath, and then another thing, little thing of reinforcements under that, so it's tilted forward so you guys can see, and I've got that all taped down, so that's why I really want my Joby tomorrow. I cannot wait. All right, anyway, enough of me. So let me get a little more light on the subject, see if that helps. Yeah, well, it works, and you guys can't see it, so what the hey, you know? I just told on myself, though. All right, guys, so here, yeah, I used to tape a metal ruler between a stack of, yeah. Okay, so here we go. There is the right side. Here is the fish that I did earlier. Same colors, slightly different pattern. Now, you can see how this is getting chewed up a little bit. I think that that's from the book opening and closing, so I will go through and fix that, so bear with me on that. But, oh yeah, the yellow one's great. What did I use? I used, okay, this orange I used was a Fineliner. That would have been this one. And I used yellow pencil. This one here, you've really got to see my videos. Yeah, it does have dimension. Thank you. This one here, if you look at that, you can see I colored it all in black. Don't be afraid to color over design. See, you can color over that if you like. I did it with, oh, and there's my gemfish. I've done a video on that, by the way. Here's another fish that I colored over. Now, the lighting is perfect. I want to show you something. Do you guys see those little streaks in there? Can you see them, the horizontal? That is from a gel pen. And that would be a Pilot pen that I use. Now, that's fine, and it gives a nice little texture to the fish. But if you don't like that, that's where you need to be using something, let's see, like a Papermate flare pen, or I also have a jelly roll. Makes him look like a slippery fish, yes. So there's a jelly roll, and somewhere is my black flare. I don't know where it is. I don't want to waste your time. Oh, there it is. Papermate flare. So if you don't want that texture on there with a gel pen, now notice on the gel pen I did not color in circles, right? I colored left to right, back and forth, and that way you get that streaking. Love the pink and the green one. Which one, please? Where are we here? Go left, right, what one? Let's see. Well, all right, if you want to look, okay. Here is a black and gray that I've done. This is, I was using black gel pen and also the Papermate. This one below the blackfish. Oh, this guy. Yeah, glitter pen. Yeah, can you see it? Yeah, that looked really neat. And speaking of glitter, I'm getting a little off topic, but that's okay because it came up. This is called Stickles, and I guess people use it for scrapbooking. It's called Stardust, and it's clear, and I have done so many things with this. I'm going to be doing a video. I've got the mermaid book by Selena Finch, and I went ahead and did the fins of the mermaids in this, and it was really cool. Okay, so let me move around. This one is my psychedelic fish. These were the neon gel pens. Haven't done that one yet. I'm not thrilled with this one, but hey, what the heck. Okay, so I love that one, the turquoise and the pink. Let's see. Oh yeah, the sticklers are great. There's yellow and, let's see, yellow and black here, blue and aqua. Oh, and with the Fineliner, see these little dots? I went through and I just dotted these just to do something different. That's an idea. I colored the background with Faber-Castell. See, that's where I would not use the Fineliner. And I just took my, oh, let's see if I made a liar out of myself. Yeah, my Fineliners, and just dropped it, you know, just a little bit on top of these and got all these speckles. Let's see. This is neon right here. This here I used white gel pen. Are you guys familiar with that as well? That is the Uniball Signo Broad. It is white. You can add little dots and decorations on it. Let's see. Okay, so there you can basically see the fish on the right with the little drop shadow. All right, so let's look at the ones on the left here. Again, I'm going to leave the blue just around the fish. I'm going to leave the white as a design element. Remember, white is a great design element. Here's my other fish that I did. I did that in glitter gel. Let's see, we just did this one here. The red and the black came out beautifully. Oh, and this fish here, this design here, I wonder if I can find one. Is there another one? Bear with me. Yep, here we go. That was this fish. And again, here is the idea of using, you know, coloring in these lines. That is okay to do that. Colored in with solid black. So I did that. Made a nice little zebra effect. This guy I'm proud of. I just colored him in with black and then I left the white. So I didn't even put pencil on that white. That was just left on that one. Okay, so we saw this one. So I just want to give you some ideas. And again, that's why I love to do these live broadcasts, because it just gives you ideas. All right, so that's it for now. Again, for those of you that just joined me on YouTube, please look for me. It's just Adult Coloring with ILene, I-L-E-N-E, ILene Vick, V-I-C-K. And this video actually will end up going up there, so I'm going to do the live broadcast and then it goes to that. And one more thing I want to tell you, I also have an email address if you want to get in touch with me. And let me give you that address. Grab a pen, pencil, if you can, please. It is Adult Coloring with ILene Vick at charter.net. So again, Adult Coloring with ILene Vick at charter.net. I don't get paid for this. I'm not sponsored in any way. I just do it for the love of adult coloring, and I just love to share and teach. One more quick thing I want to tell you is, have any of you done these gemfish? Yes, V-I-C-K. Have any of you done these gemfish? Anybody? Okay, if you haven't, I've done a video. All right, I've done a video on how to do this. Don't let it throw you. It's straightforward. Watch my video. It'll show you how to do it. So guys, thank you so much for your time. I loved spending time with you. Please follow me on this Periscope. You'll know when I You'll know when I broadcast. I don't have this book, but I want to do a gem something. Okay. If you guys can hold on one second. Oh. Well, I'll tell you what, go to YouTube. Yeah, please go to YouTube, look at my video, and you'll see the book that I did it out of, because I don't want to waste everybody's time. Yes, Enchanted Forest. Oh, okay, wait a minute. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Bear with me. Bear with me. Let's see, I'll find that. Give me 2 seconds. It's the page that has all the bugs. Sorry, didn't mean to jog you there. I'm so sorry for the fumbling, but you know, that happens when you're on camera. Oh, there's my dragon. I don't know if you can, whoa, let me get that. Yeah, there's my dragon. He turned out really well. Anyway, let me get to the bugs. So yeah, I do this for the fun. Hi, M.S.A.Ed flower. Are you guys sure that those bugs are in Enchanted Forest? Or did I miss it? Okay, I'm not seeing it. Let's see. Anybody know where those bugs are while I'm fumbling here? Whoop, sorry. Oh, guys, for all of you that are here. Lost Ocean. Okay, I'll check Secret Garden. Hold on. This is the one that I did that had the fish swimming around in a circle. I'll probably do a video on that one of these days. And basically all that is, do you guys remember that one? See all the fish there? You can see them in the background. And so what I did, I cannot draw. I just cannot draw. That's all stencils. Drew the stencils. Or drew the images with a stencil. Now I did do the rocks. And I have done a video on how to do those little rocks and get them three-dimensional. I really want to find those silly bugs. Oh, bear with me. I'm so sorry. Okay, hold on. I wasn't prepared for the question, so if you can bear... Oh, I think it's in this book, yeah. Secret Garden, are we thinking? It better be in here. Well, if you don't mind waiting a second. Oh, yay! Here we go. Okay. All right. Let me switch my light. All right. There we go. Gem bugs. How does that look? You like them? Very simple technique. That was the Secret Garden. So, there you go. Let me come in close. It's a really straightforward technique. I did a video on how to do these. Even if you are a beginner colorer, trust me, you can do these. I had never done them before. I just followed the technique. I used the white pen on the side here. It's a matter of using 3 colors, a light, a medium, dark. The light to make a little circle, medium to color the background. Let me get a pointer here. Medium to color the background, and then a dark color around the edge to make a 3D effect. And then you add your little white broad pen, the ink pen. And then I added these diagonal lines, and that to me really made it look like glass. So I had lots of fun with these. So I'll be continuing on that page as well. So follow my video on YouTube. It'll show you exactly how to do them. Okay? Any quick questions before I go? All right, you've got all my contact information. You've got my email address. Let me rattle that off one more time if you want to get in touch with me, to where to find me on YouTube. All of it starts with adult coloring with. And by the way, I didn't say by, because I don't want you sitting there while I'm just doing this. I want this to be interactive because it's fun. Anyway, adult coloring with ILene, ILene Vick, VICK, at charter.net. Again, look that up on YouTube, catch my videos, and I think we're good to go. Anything else real quick? Yes, no? All right. Love you guys. Thanks so much for the hearts. Keep them coming, and listen for my broadcasts. Okay, I'm out of here. Thank you.